I could feel my eyes open wider than they did before. I could feel the sound of my heart beating against my chest, and small beads of sweat started to appear on my forehead. The little voice I usually heard inside my head that always said things like, "You should check your social media," or "You've done enough work for the day, get some rest." It suddenly went quiet for the first time in so many years. And it was like the only things that mattered to me were the keyboard and the open books in front of me. I got into such a state of flow, I swear that you could see smoke coming out from the books. I was laser reading them. And that was it. Starting from that moment on, I was convinced that this was a miracle drug. When I got the results back, I got an A. That was my highest grade so far. I was happy, ecstatic, and it felt like I had a secret weapon against boredom and lecturers who just read paragraphs from a slide. The pills I got from Brad gave me a supply that lasted me from that final essay until my exams. I started thinking that I hacked the university system. And this is when the dependence started. It happened slowly and over time. At first, I only took the pill for big days, like when I had to write essays or take an exam. However, after my first bit of success, I started taking them almost daily. Whenever I ran out of them, Brad would always offer me more. I would pop one pill when I woke up and another one around noon. At first, this had the effect of making me productive all day long. I was so blinded by my grades and my thirst for success, I just ignored every single red flag. Soon enough, I had finally become a member of the Brain Hackers Club. That meant I could finally fit in with the smart group. Even my professors were amazed at how much I've developed. This was only my first year in college. During second year, my grades started to slip. I am sure that my constant irritation and tiredness contributed to it, and I thought that the answer was more pills. I started taking a much higher dose, but the same problems were still there. I was constantly tired because the pills barely made me sleep at all. This led me to failing all of my exams except for one, which I got a very low score on. For some odd reason, the only thing I cared about was not getting kicked out of the Geniuses Club, and that was when I ran to Brad for help. He told me that he talked Emily into giving me another chance. I thought to myself that the only way I could keep my chance was to take more and more smart drugs. Before I even asked Brad if it was safe or not, he had new pills ready in his pockets. He said that those were the newest smart drugs on the market, and that they're much better than the old ones. Later that night, I was doing some research on my laptop when I started to get sleepy. That was when I decided to try the new smart pills. I took one pill, and 1 hour later, it kicked in. I was glued to my laptop screen until morning. There was no time to get any kind of rest, and I had to meet with the club members. During the meeting, I felt my heart beat in my head. I had sweaty palms, and my breath was short. I started seeing beams of light, I felt dizzy, and my hands were shaking badly. All I remember is mumbling to Emily that I badly needed some water. Next thing I know, I woke up in the ER room, and Emily was right beside me. The doctor came to the room and said that I had an unknown substance in my system.